Hey guys, welcome to the Stained Pages Pod,
where our books are loved
and our coffee is strong.
I'm your co-host Tiffany.
I'm your co-host Maria.
And I'm your co-host Tamika.
Well, welcome back, guys. Today, we're talking about ACOTAR. Not all of the series, because Maria has not finished it, but we're going to talk book 1 and about 150 pages of book 2.
We're just going to talk about ACOTAR periodically until Tiffany and Maria finish the series, because Tiffany still hasn't finised the series.
I am almost done.
Did I mention
okay.
that
Tiffany hasn't finished the series?
You mention this
finished the series.
Every time that we talk about ACOTAR, you just have to bring up the fact that you finished it before me.
Correct.
Yeah, but on our last episode 2, you were like, oh, I'm going to finish it this week. Well, did you?
Listen, what happened what happened the week after that? I'm trying to... Oh, I got stressed out over a brand deal. Oh. It was the last minute. They wanted it by the end of the month, so I had very little turnaround time. So I wasn't reading very much that week.
Yeah, had other
so
priorities.
I have a valid reason.
There's always another excuse.
Listen, I am going to finish it this month.
I can tell you why she hasn't finished it.
It's because you're not ready for it to be over?
No, I can tell you exactly why she hasn't finished it.
Oh, why is that? Since
it's because she doesn't like the main character
that is not true.
That the book is about.
That is not true. That is not
It's
true.
not her favorite. And she's not vibing with it as much as the others.
I am still enjoying it. But of course, I liked the other ones better that had...
So I'm right?
No, that's not why I haven't finished it. I think I was really loving it when I was reading it. It's just when you put down a book for so long because you... Like, I was in my 2.5 long book slump when I put it down. And I was like, this book is too long to get me out of my slump. Like, I need something short, quick, easy, whatever, so I can just get back into the habit of reading. And now it's been like 2 to 3 months since I picked it up. And it's hard to, like, pick up a book that you put down and, like, pick it back up. You know what I mean?
Because it reminds you of the slump?
No, it's just like, I don't know. For some reason, it's just harder to pick that back up than it is to just start a new book.
You need to finish it, though.
I am. I'm going to finish it this month because next month we're starting Throne of Glass.
Yes.
So it will be done this month. The reading vlog I'm filming next week is continuing series I'm in the middle of, and I plan to finish that in that video. So when I film that video, as soon as I finish the one I'm filming now, because I still have to finish up 2 books for that video, then I will be reading it.
I'm just going to forever be behind you guys at reading series.
But that's okay. Because we read faster.
I just make a
in the sense of time.
No. Maria reads the fastest of the three of us.
I'm not saying per page. I'm saying book. Like,
reading more books?
Yes.
Okay.
Like, you might read pages faster than me, but I go through books faster than you.
That's fair.
You know what I'm saying? I feel like that doesn't make sense, but it makes sense.
But I feel like it's because you dedicate your time to reading books.
Because, I film reading vlogs. Right, yeah.
We're famous. Well, not us.
I am not famous.
Tamiko, but Tiffany, for sure.
I am not famous.
That was interesting.
Opera. I'm trying out for an opera.
Okay.
You sound like a really old woman.
I want to go back a thing. Did she or did she just not say she had a brand deal?
She did.
Do you have a brand deal?
No.
Do I have a brand deal?
We are the farthest from getting a brand deal.
So who is famous?
You can have a brand deal and not be famous.
You have brands that want to work with you because of your following, though. That's pretty fucking cool.
I just have children who want my money and my time.
Yeah, but
I have an Asami.
I got my first... I don't even know what you said because she laughed so loud.
I said I have an Asami.
Which is a dog. The best dog.
Thank you.
I mean, my first gifted collab, like, I didn't have that many subscribers. So I would not have considered myself famous at that point.
Quit downplaying your success.
Correct. My
Hype
God.
yourself up. Or at least let us hype you up.
Seriously. For real.
I don't feel like...
Just shut up.
Okay. Damn, all right. I'll shut up.
You have done an amazing job. You are also a young mom and a young wife. And the fact that you have a YouTube channel...
I don't know how to take compliments.
Just shut up.
Okay.
That's how you take it. You shut up and you say thank you.
Thank you.
Listen. this is gonna get real serious for a second.
I thought we were talking ACOTAR. This
Okay,
is
but
way off topic.
Yes, but we also get to celebrate you and what you have done, what you've accomplished.
We would not be doing this podcast if it were not for you and the YouTube channel and presence that you have in BookTube and Book Talk and all that other shit. Also, though, I wish when I was at your age that I had somebody telling me I was doing a great fucking job at all the things that I was doing, and I didn't have that. So just say thank you.
Okay, listen, I'm not
and
saying I
let us-
don't like hearing it. It's just I don't know how to. I get awkward. I don't know how to accept it. I'm like, oh, haha, stop
just
talking
say
about me to my face, please.
Just say thank you.
Okay, thank you.
And let us love on you for 2 seconds.
It's just I'm used to Makai hyping me up. We were isolated for 3 years, so it was always just him in my physical presence.
good.
You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
That's good
So
to
like when he
hear.
does it, I'm like, haha. I know, like, because I'm used to him. But then when other people say it, I'm like, ooh. Like the other day, me and Caitlin, we were going to Barnes. It was when I was filming the Spend a Bookish Day with me, and she was like, nothing to do with like YouTube. She was just like, I really love that you're just so unapologetically yourself. And I was like, Caitlin, stop it right now. What are you saying?
yeah.
She's like,
but that's
I strive to be more.
I
want to
be like you when I grow up.
Yeah.
You are grown.
I also wish that I would have
but
had
we're
the
still
initiative and
growing.
the drive that you do at your age.
Yeah, for real.
Well, I guess that's what happens when you're a little sixth grader being like, I want to be like Alicia Marie.
I don't know who the fuck that
either.
is.
She's like one of the like original like beauty lifestyle influencers when like YouTube really started popping off.
Okay, I think you're doing
Phenomenal job.
yeah,
Well,
a
thank you.
fucking
Straight up killing
fantastic
it.
job. So just say thank you.
I said thank you.
Twice now.
Actually, like 5 times. I will go count.
God.
When I'm
Okay, Maria.
Okay, that was really off topic.
No, that's the
Yes.
stop. Also,
I
gonna
was
get
saying it was
serious.
off topic because we were talking about ACOTAR, and that's
Yes,
not
but
ACOTAR.
like, personal thing. I hate when people say, "Oh, this is off topic," and I do it myself. But I hate it when people do that because you're in the moment having a conversation, and so for that moment, it is on topic.
Okay, so on topic, your sweatpants look really comfy. I was just sitting here and I was like, those just look like they'd be really
Listen.
comfy.
Yeah.
Okay, I want to show the
Like the
camera
fabric
this.
just looks
I wanna show the
soft.
camera
Yeah,
this.
literally perfect.
These are my
Oh.
KC Current sweats. They were probably originally like $60 or $70, something like that.
Jesus.
But I got them half off at the end of the season last season.
Slay.
So
I thought your
KC,
shirt said
baby.
bitch for the longest time, and then I
love
realized
that
it says
too.
let's
pitch.
do this too. Hey, I need you to tag them in Instagram when this episodes come out.
Okay.
This is Pitchside Coffee, which is the coffee shop that is owned by some of the KC Current
Oh,
soccer
okay.
players.
That makes sense.
I like the
Um,
design of that shirt. It's cool.
I fucking love women's soccer and particularly the Kansas City Current.
Yes.
Can we also mention really quick, because it's on topic, that
Wow, you
You're-
all are assholes.
in the best way.
Sorry, guys. We'll get to ACOTAR in a moment. I promise.
But that after watching our last episode, your mom sent us a text that said y'all are getting soap for
Yes.
Christmas. Tiana was like, "Ooh, Bath and Body Works." And I was
That's
like,
what I
"No."
thought at first too. That's what I thought at first too. I was like, I thought it was random. I thought she was just saying
Like scrolling through Bath and Body Works, there's a good sale.
We always get
Literally,
stuff from. So
literally.
at first I'm like, oh yay, like, but why
I
did
know.
she tell us? And then I was like,
Then I saw the picture above it, and I was like, "Oh, crap."
Yeah.
Okay,
it's
so
'cause-
what
yeah.
had happened was there's a backstory to this.
Oh,
They were on the
I'm
way
getting
to
soap for Christmas.
yeah. So they were on the way to pick up the new dog
Sorry.
whose name should have been Tinsel. I'm still mad about that. And I was like, Mom, have you watched your kids' podcast yet?
did they watch both episodes or just the one?
Just can I tell the story?
Sorry. Ah!
Damn. And she was like, actually, me and your dad were like really talking about that on the way up because they had to drive like an hour and a
Yeah.
half to pick up this dog. And I was like, Mom, it'll take you less than 2 hours to watch it. She was like, less than 2 hours for one? And I was like,
No,
no,
for both.
For both. And so
Probably
then
could have been 2 hours for one if we would have let ourselves, but we didn't.
But Yeah, so she did. They sat and watched both of them.
Yeah, my mom's watched both of them too.
Oh, I love that.
I know.
Like,
She also
I was about to say mine too. Like, we don't have the same mother over here.
She was also incredibly impressed that you read like 3 or 4 books at a time.
Yeah.
She used to not be able to. When I started reading multiple books at a time, she was like, Tiffany, I don't know how you do that. I could never do that. I never will. Like, that's so weird. I need to focus on one at a time. And I was like, just wait. You're going to get to the point where you're like, I need something for snuggling in bed on my Kindle. I need something to read a physical book during the day. Like, you're going to get to that point. Literally, I think a week or 2 later, she's reading 3 books at once. And I was like, did I not just tell you this?
See, wait, we were talking about reading slumps a little bit ago.
Yeah.
Either in this episode or the last episode. I don't remember.
No, it was the beginning of this one.
Okay, whatever.
I don't know. That was 11 minutes ago.
Yeah.
We haven't even gotten to the topic yet, but that's fine.
This is what we're here for.
I know, professional yappers. A yapper
Yay!
rapper.
But when I feel myself
She's
getting
a dancer. Sorry.
when I feel myself getting in a slump, that's where I just get on my Kindle and I read 1 or 2 chapters of the first, because you know how 6 books pop up on your Kindle on one screen? I read 1 or 2 chapters of those 6 books.
Oh, I just don't know how you do that.
And
If I'm
that's-
in a slump, that's going to make it worse.
Or if
'Cause
I'm
it's gonna
really
confuse
stressed
my
out, that's how I do.
I feel like I would be able to do that if I was a good consecutive reader. Like, I mean, it might be 2, 3, 4 days in between each of my like reading sessions. But if I was able to get my mind to where I could read every single day, then I would be able to read multiple books.
You should
And it
just
probably
start
would-
trying to like 10 minutes before bed. Just whip out your Kindle.
That's typically when I read is before bed. But obviously, it's either going to be our book club book, or in this case, the second ACOTAR book. And sometimes that's the only time that I get to read. And it might not even be every night. So I don't think I could keep up with reading multiple books at a time, because if I started one book on a Monday, I didn't get to read it again until Saturday, I'd be like, what in the hell happened?
So, question. This is not me coming for you. I have a problem with this. I think we all do. How much are you on your phone?
What do you mean?
Like, how much are you like on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, any like social media where you're just on your phone?
Like throughout the day?
Yeah.
I would probably say less than a couple of hours.
Okay. Because like sometimes I'm like, I just haven't had time to read. And then I sit and think and I'm like, actually, I was on TikTok for like 30 minutes or an hour. I could have been reading.
I mean,
during
honestly,
that
I
time.
spend more of my time on my phone when I'm at work, like on
Yeah.
lunch, because like that's the only like, break time that I get.
Right.
But I mean, when I'm at home, like Tiana and I do not play on our phones, because we're there to spend time with each other, because we only get a few hours in the evenings.
So you're like playing games, making dinner,
Yeah.
chilling, watching TV,
and then when we
YouTube.
go to bed, I'm like, hey,
Sometimes you're too tired to read.
honestly, yeah.
Valid.
But
Because
then
some
if I
nights
am
I
reading,
don't.
it's because I'd rather read than be on my phone.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Valid.
I do agree, though. There are probably more times
Not
where I
everyone.
could actually find to read. I also like to read for longer periods of time rather than like
A few minutes.
get to read a few
yeah.
pages. I hate stopping in the middle of a chapter.
I do too.
Ooh,
So
grinds my
annoying.
gears.
I only will stop in the middle of a chapter if I'm reading before bed and I'm actually falling asleep.
Yes, or if I know that I just like need to get up and do something really quick and then can immediately pick the book back up.
Right.
But if I know like that's my end time for reading for the day, I will force myself to finish the chapter.
Same.
Yeah.
Same.
Okay, so what did you think of A Court of Thorn and Roses by
First of all,
Thorns.
we have to acknowledge the fact that I didn't realize that ACOTAR was an acronym.
No,
the longest
we
time.
talked about this at Barnes that one day.
Yes, I literally thought ACOTAR was like the
The
place.
name of the book.
No, the place, the world
Oh,
or
like
whatever.
instead of like Prithian, it's ACOTAR.
Yes.
I'm so weak. No.
Yes, dead ass. Like I mean,
That's hilarious.
I felt like such an idiot when I realized that it was because.
As
it
you
was
should.
the
I'm just
title.
kidding. I'm just kidding.
No, I mean I deserve to feel like an idiot in that moment. Honestly,
That's so funny. But first book.
yeah, we've talked about this a little bit. It was I would say, you guys kept telling me about the first half of the book. For me, it was probably about 80% of the book. It was
Okay.
really, really hard to read. I enjoyed a lot of the world building and a lot of the details that were provided, because especially starting the second book, I liked that you just jump right into it. There wasn't a like section at the beginning of the book where they try and give you details about the
Right.
world.
No, you just hop right in there.
Yes, I appreciated that a lot. I would say probably the last 20% of the book I actually really enjoyed, because you finally actually got into the story. And
The world building in the first
Yes.
book is a little rough. It's a little
And
bumpy.
I also don't have much experience with fantasy books.
Right.
So I wasn't prepared for the amount of world building that was going to happen.
Yes.
Hot take, I do think that the first book could have been a standalone book, that they didn't need to make an additional 3-4 books, however many there are. I know, Tiffany. I know you don't agree with that, and
I'm
that's fine.
I'm just staying silent.
And
no,
maybe
it could have been like how it ended if they didn't end it kind of on that little cliffhangery type. It could have been a standalone.
Yeah.
But I promise you will not think that it should have been when you finish this book.
And I'm sure. And part of the reason why I feel that way is probably just because it was so difficult for me to read. And at that point, I mean, we struggled when I told you that I didn't want to immediately jump into the second one. And both of you were like, no, you're going to want to. You need to have it on hand.
You need to.
Don't get me wrong. I'm between 150 and 200 pages into it. My Bookly app, I left it open for 2 days. And so it's really fucked up on that book. But that's beside the point. Because it said I read like 13 pages in like 3,243 minutes. So
Hey, you can edit your reading time.
I haven't figured that out.
I'll show you later.
Okay, thank you.
I'll help you.
The second time Tiffany said, help me with an app today.
It's okay.
But I am really liking the second one so far. Like I said, I appreciate that you immediately jumped into the story. Didn't have to backtrack to figure out what was going on. I lost my train of thought. I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
I'm excited to see where it goes.
So, like, how are you feeling about certain characters right now?
So that's what I'm struggling. How much can I say?
You can say whatever you want. You're
Guys,
the one that's
if you haven't read ACOTAR and you don't want spoilers, get the fuck out.
Right.
Okay, don't actually, but like maybe
No,
this is the time to stop listening
Maybe.
because
I'm also-
we're gonna say some
Come back,
spoilers.
Yes.
come back next episode.
Right.
Or towards the end when we do
The rest of this episode is probably going to be heavily ACOTAR book 1 and like the first third of book 2
Here,
spoilers.
Tiffany, when you go to edit this video, just put ACOTAR spoilers on the screen for as long as we're talking about ACOTAR, and then take it off when we're done, and people will know.
Well,
if,
just
if they
I
want
mean,
to
I
put
won't
a,
be able to for the audio, but
yeah.
Anyways, so I am at the point where Farah is starting to.
Feyre. Yeah.
Why did
you're
that
right.
immediately feel wrong?
Oh no, you're right. You're
Okay.
right.
But she is starting to realize that she does have powers and is trying to figure out how to control them, but she's trying to get Tamlin to agree to train her. And you said his name earlier, and the way that I say his name is Lucian.
I say it like that too. It's just I know it's meant to be Lucian.
Okay.
I also, when reading, I say Lucian in my brain. That's just how I personally pronounce it, but how it's technically supposed to be pronounced due to how she wrote it is Lucian.
Okay.
But I agree. I think it's Lucian.
Because I'm going to have a hell of a hard time trying to adjust my brain to that.
No.
So I
I say
apologize if
Lucian,
I say
too.
Lucian. Anyways, but so him being such an ally for Feyre and trying to get Tamlin to understand that, like, hey, you're going to have to acknowledge that this is what's going on. Yes, you want to push it as far away as possible to keep her safe. At the same time, you're only putting her in danger. Right? So she has spent 2 weeks with Rhys now, which that relationship is really fucking interesting.
So why do you say that? Like, what are your thoughts? I just need you to go into so much detail. Please give me all the thoughts, every single little nitpicky thought you
do me a
have.
favor? Can you reach behind you and hand me that copy?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was actually gonna have her hand it to me, so I would
I
know.
wish I would have brought mine
what
so I
not
could
to say.
Yeah.
So once you're done, hand that thing over to me.
I'll just tell you to shut up
Okay.
if it's something you shouldn't say.
Respectfully. Well, no, I just wanted to know what like chapter she had ended on.
That's what I'm trying to find. But I'm struggling to try and figure out what the relationship between Rhys and Feyre is going to be, because obviously there's sexual tension there.
I cannot look at you. Don't look at me.
I know your face is going to give so much away.
Says it all. Keep on yapping.
But at the same time, it's like they're both there for mutual benefit.
Right.
Like, Feyre needs somebody like Rhys who's going to tell her how the fuck it is and make her realize that she's her own fucking person and she does not have to bow down to somebody. But also, he wants something from her. Shut up.
I'm sorry.
And I'm assuming that has something to do with this impending war. Like, he knows that she's going to be, and I think they've even said that she's going to be a weapon.
Okay.
Which is super exciting because I can't wait to see where that goes. But I just finished, again, I'll have to turn the page.
Stop right there and let me find where you were in the book. Okay, I'll hold this. I think that this series would not be as good as it is if it weren't for the first book.
Oh,
because of how, even though it's a struggle to read.
Like, don't put that near your mouth or it's going to pick your, off your audio.
Okay. because of how she world builds it.
No, I 100% agree. You go, and even after finishing the second book, you look back at the first book so differently, and you're like, oh my God, like everything makes so much more sense. Like, yes, it was hard to get through at the moment, but you like appreciate it. Like, at the time I rated that maybe like a 3.75 or a 4 when I finished it, because I was like, this was kind of tough to get through. Now looking back at it, I'm like, this is so much better of a book than I thought when I was reading it.
It is the foundational piece that holds the entire series together, quite literally.
That book truly has taught me that if a fantasy series, like something like that, where it's so high fantasy, like if the first book is slow, oh, you can bet your ass the rest of it's going to be so good. Because that author took the time to really lay down every single thing they needed to for all of these things to happen in the future that you would not have even realized was going to happen based on things they said in the first book.
Correct.
Well, and I've already realized that and I lied, I'm only 125 pages into the book, but I've realized that even just in that
Hold on, I thought of something.
in that short time frame of how many little details were thrown into the first book that I needed in the first 125 pages, like to connect some dots.
Yes.
There's a pumpkin hair. Sorry, it's like floating around and I can see it.
That's funny.
But it has made me appreciate the first book so much more. And again,
Yes.
I'm only 125 pages into it, so
Let me see it.
getting ready to start chapter 13. This is where Farrah gets so pissed off because Tamlin's like, no, you can't come with us, we have to go do yada yada yada. And I'm gonna butcher her name, but Alice finds Farrah.
Oh, the one, the works in the spring
is
court?
like her lady or whatever.
Okay.
Her
She finds
maid.
her where?
Yeah.
Like Farrah gets so pissed off that she like goes crazy and somehow power comes out of her and it like blows out glass and windows and stuff. And then they take her to Reese and she wakes up with Reese.
Wait.
Read the...
Are you saying the wrong person? I'm like, is she saying the wrong
It
person's
might not be
name?
Alice.
Who picked her? Was she
Well,
like...
let me see the
oh,
book.
how do I say this?
Let me see the book.
Like,
Let her find it.
okay. Because I'm like, I think I know. I think she's saying the wrong name. Do you understand what I think she's saying?
No, it says... Oh, sorry, guys.
Interesting noise.
I know, sorry.
That was not a real fart.
No, it was not. I apologize. So slender, strong arms gripped me under the shoulders. I didn't have the strength to fight them off. One of those hands moved to my knees, the other to my back, and then I was being lifted, held against what was unmistakably a female body. I couldn't see her, didn't want to see her. Amarantha, come to take me away again, to come to kill me at last. There were words being spoken around me, two women, neither of them, was Amarantha. Please take care of her, Alice.
Okay, but that's not who picked her up.
No.
Okay,
But I mean, she is... Oh, it's Morgan?
More. That's
Sorry.
what I was looking for, because I was like, are we at where I think we're at? But let's make sure.
Yeah.
So yes. So Tamlin has locked her in the house.
Yeah,
She
and Reese
has
broke through the shield.
basically had a huge panic attack, causing her powers to literally start fluttering, and Moore comes and gets her.
Yes.
That's where you...
But
What a place to leave off.
I'm really...
Oh my God.
And I also really love the connection between Reese and Farrah with the whole tattoo thing where like he can kind of like sneak his way in to feel her emotions and feel the connection, which I'm excited to see how that builds.
I think so. I'm going to try to say this in the most ominous way possible. I keep seeing a TikTok, Tamiko. You will understand. I'm going to literally beat around the bush so much so you don't know what I'm talking about. Where it's like when you're reading that book and you finally understand what a certain sentence meant in the first book that a certain person says out loud to a different person.
Yes.
And then you're reading the second book and you're like, oh my God, that's what I'm getting chills just thinking about it.
Okay, I was looking at what I rated this book.
Uh-huh.
The second one. I only rated it a 4.
This one is a lot heavier. Actually, I'm not going to say that. I knew that you would love the third one more based on the main plot points of both books.
Yes.
Because we are very different in that sense.
Yes.
So the two books are very different plot heavy wise of what is going on.
Yes.
Oh, that's interesting.
So this book I'm not gonna say the words, but the third book is more plot heavy action. Like the third book has very, very heavy action.
Okay.
This one doesn't have as much heavy action as the third one.
Okay, can I ask a question?
You might or might not get an answer.
Here,
It's a yes or no
turn
question.
your face.
It's a yes or no question.
Okay.
Based off of what you just said about the third one having more action, is this one more about just leading up to, and I'm going to use the word war because that's what's mentioned in this book, whereas the third one is the actual happenings, or is this one more about just Feyre like figuring out who the fuck she is?
I don't want to answer that.
Okay.
All I'm going to say is the third one is called A Court of Wings and Ruin.
Yeah.
And the acronym for that one is ACOTAR. That's all I'm going to say.
Okay.
That's all I'm going to say.
How do you feel about both books together so far?
Right. So
Kind of like what I was saying about how without the first book.
Oh yeah, if I had jumped right into the second one, I would be so fucking lost and confused.
Right.
You know, like there's no way in hell that you couldn't not read the 1st one.
But she's also not at the point where, like, the specific line that I'm talking about, that I know you know what I'm saying, once she gets to that point of this book, that's when she's really going to be like the first book.
Yes.
I don't think she's at that point yet, you know?
So this has been Maria's update with ACOTAR. Do you have listener questions, Tiffany?
Oh.
We can't talk about anything else.
Right, I'm afraid if we keep talking about it, then
that's why I'm stopping.
This is fine. I really do want to know, like, how you would rank each character in your mind so far.
Ooh.
While I find
Like at the point that I am with what I've read?
Yes.
Yeah, like, how would you rate Feyre, Tamlin, Maurice, Lucian, sorry.
Is your phone in the bathroom?
Oh, it's over there.
Gosh, I've never thought about that before.
Well, just give a brief how you feel about each character then. You don't
Can
have
I
to
talk
rank
about
it.
the relationships between characters instead of
Sure.
trying to rank
This is
individual
you.
characters?
This is
Yeah.
you.
Well,
Go
you guys
off.
asked me the question. I wanted to make sure that it was fine.
Hey,
Go
you
off,
answer
queen.
it in however way you want and need to.
God, I'm gonna be judged so hard. I can
That's
already feel
okay.
it.
No.
That's totally fine.
I
It's
definitely
actually
think
normal for this series, so go
it's also
ahead.
normal to be
Okay,
judged.
so I'm gonna say this because
Holy shit!
you've gotten to the point where Tamlin has locked her in the house.
Yes.
Someone, after reading, I saw it on TikTok, after reading the first book, got a tattoo of Tamlin's name on them.
And then hated it.
Well, then they
Like
read the
shortly?
second book, and I mean, shit, that's a bad thing to do.
Yeah, so I'm gonna have to be. I mean, Feyre and Tamlin's relationship is for sure like the bottom of the
Okay.
pyramid right now.
Pause. When I was reading the first book, I told Miss Famous YouTuber here,
Okay.
I fucking love Tamlin. He is
Really?
the
I
best.
didn't feel that way at the end of the first book either.
My hot take of ACOTAR. There's people out there will say, I never liked Tamlin. I don't understand how any of you like. No, stop lying. Because when you're reading the first ACOTAR book, you do like Tamlin.
No. I thought the relationship between Feyre and Lucian was better than what Feyre and Tamlin had.
Okay. In hindsight,
Whoa.
I think that, but not when I first read
No.
it.
That's how I felt at the end of the first book.
Okay, she's just better than us. That's what it is.
Okay, but at the end of the first book, when you are reading, like in the middle of reading the first book, and Tamlin's doing all these nice things for
I
Feyre.
enjoyed reading the interactions between Lucian and Feyre so much more.
Okay, I mean,
And again, maybe that's because it was
valid.
Tamlin and Feyre was predictable in my mind.
Okay,
So I was looking for more of like a secret relationship type thing. I don't know.
okay.
I don't know. But anyways, so Tamlin and Feyre are definitely at the bottom of the pyramid. I would have to say right now, currently, Rhys and Feyre's relationship is probably at the top.
Okay.
Who's your favorite character?
Yeah, like
Do
if
you
you had to
have a
pick one
favorite?
specific character.
Right now,
Yeah.
as of from what I've read,
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with Rhys.
Okay.
I do feel like
Solid
I'm gonna
choice.
really enjoy Morg's
More.
interactions. You went wide-eyed, so you enjoy that apparently a lot too.
She loves More.
More is
One of her favorite characters.
One of my least favorite characters at the moment, and I cannot say her name. Iantha.
Amarantha.
No,
it's
the lady that's helping with the wedding,
that
the
wears
priestess.
blue.
I don't know how to say her name either.
Ianth. I don't
No.
know.
She's
whatever.
a devil in my mind.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
oh
Literally,
God.
actually, fuck all the way off. Leave.
Right.
Go die.
for me, it's like she's trying to sabotage Feyre and Hamlin. At least that's how I felt. Obviously, she hasn't been present in the book in a hot minute now, but...
Anyway, we need to stop.
Yes, because you guys are...
But
your
more-
facial expressions are telling me a lot more than I need to know.
I have 3 favorite characters in that series that are all tied for first. So it's really 1A, 1B, 1C.
Yeah.
And more is like 1B.
Nice.
I desperately want someone, Sarah J. Maas, anyone, to write a book just about
Just
more.
for her.
A whole series, preferably.
Also-
And it'll be canon. Sorry.
I think
That was callback to last episode.
I think so. I know basically nothing about Throne of Glass. Okay, I literally know nothing. But from the bare minimum of things that I've heard people say, I think you are going to like Throne of Glass more because
If we ever
Throne
get there.
of Glass, we will. Throne of Glass, from what I've heard, is a lot less romance based. It's more heavily fantasy action. And I feel like just the little things I've seen people say about the main female character, I'm like, Tamiko's gonna love that bitch. I don't even know her name, but I know you're gonna love it.
I mean, I read the first chapter of The Assassin's Blade before we decided we were going to buddy read. And then I stopped. And I
Yeah.
was fucking
I think
with
that
it.
that
I was heavy fucking with it.
yeah, I feel like you are going to love that series more. I don't know where I'm gonna stand because I just love like the characters of this book so
Listener
much.
questions.
She said, "Actually, shut up."
Well,
Move
you
on.
guys, if we keep talking about it, you
I
guys
know.
are going to give a lot
Okay.
away. And not even just because you're saying anything, but it's because your facial expressions. Plus, if you keep telling me who your favorite characters are, you're going to influence me heavily, and I don't need that. I need to form my own opinions.
I fucks with more. That's all.
Okay. I'm trying to remember what ones we've already answered, but we have one that says, "What are y'all's current go-to rec for a book series if someone asked you?"
Serpent in the Wings of Night.
The no
Wow.
hesitation in her voice.
No.
She said that.
Serpent in the Wings of Night. The 3rd book comes out in a little over a month.
I was gonna say sometime this year.
It's November 19th. I have it on my calendar.
wow.
She's ready.
Prepared.
I'm
Yeah.
fucking excited. Oh, I don't know if you remember this, but you asked me in episode 1 if my favorite novella
was ACOTAR or that vote. Yeah,
It's
that one.
Yeah,
Interesting.
I think it's 6 Scorched Roses or something.
Yes, 6 Scorched Roses. Yep, that's correct.
Go ahead. And that is so smut heavy for me.
Yeah, so for you to like it that much?
Right, you're not a smut girl.
No.
I fucks with that book.
Okay.
Well, I'm happy for you.
I don't
Which
feel like I've...
that's funny that I said fucks with that book. and
Yeah,
we're
it
talking
is.
about smut.
It
Anyways,
is.
continues.
I haven't read a new book series in a long time. Like ACOTAR will be my first series in quite a few years.
But like, what would be your like? Someone's asking you for a book series recommendation. What's your immediately like? You need to read this.
So I have 3 book series that come to mind. The
Okay.
Hunger Games book series, the Divergent book series, and then we've talked about this before, but the Maze Runner series.
Okay,
So I would say all of those are pretty solid options.
giving dystopian,
Correct.
which is also an umbrella under fantasy. Going
And
back to
sci-fi.
the last episode.
Ooh, shut down the record.
Damn. The way they can't even hear her say it though, so that's funny.
Feisty.
Okay. I feel like mine will really like. I always ask like, what kind of books do you like?
Yeah.
But like my immediately, whoa, what? My immediate.
And just one series for you. Just one.
That's so rude.
Just one. Because we need to get to another question.
What was the first? What was the first one that popped up?
The first thing that always comes to mind when somebody asks me for a book rec, whether they're looking for a series or not, is Read Heavy as the Crown right now.
Okay. Good
There you
job.
go.
Right now.
Next question.
She does not like me talking.
No,
We're supposed
that's
to have
not
Tiffany's tea
it.
time in an episode, and she won't even let me have it.
Oh man.
Anyways,
Poor baby.
That was a terrible laugh.
listen, I'm a yapper, and I like yapping. You're cutting me off from my yapping. Anyways, So we have two that are like kind of the same. So I'm going to ask them both.
Okay.
They're like sub questions of one. What made us want to start a podcast and whose idea was it? So I remember me and you talking about it like as a joke, like before I even moved back, like, oh, haha, having a book podcast would be fun. And then it was that one day in the car, Makai's like, you guys should just start a podcast together. You're just sitting here talking about books anyways. And I was like, hey, that'd be fun. And you were like, yeah. And I was like, no, I'm dead serious. And you were like, no, I'm also dead serious. And then I texted Maria that day and it just went from there.
Ta-da.
Here we are.
I honestly did not think
Surprise.
that you would want to do it.
This is something that's extremely out of my comfort zone.
Right. That's why I
which
was like, I don't know if she's going to say yes.
which is part of the reason why I was like, no, I need to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, not only, obviously, I wanted to, but I needed to do something outside of my comfort zone.
I love that for you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Next question. One more.
Wow.
This is gonna.
We're rolling.
We might end on time.
Holy moly.
Well, ending on time is no fun.
Oh my god.
Okay. Female main character you would be best friends with.
Oh
Wow.
my god.
I already know. No hesitation. I would love to be best friends with Memphis Eden. She is the main character of Juniper Hill from the Eden series. She is not anymore, but she was a single mom. So she's a mom. She has kids. So like mom bestie. How fun. But I just love her so much. I just think about her and Knox and Drake all the time. Drake is the son.
Sure. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome. To give you a context. Yeah. Oh my God. If I could just like be best friends with her in real life, I think I would simply pass away. I think that I would feel so fulfilled in life if I had her as a best friend. Why can these people not be real? Like, that's genuinely what I want to know.
You know, there is a term for being like uber attached to a fictional character. I can't think of the term because it applies to social media influencers or
Yeah,
like,
I know
where
what
people
you're
feel
talking
like
about,
they form
but
a
it's
personal
gone-
relationship with them.
Parasocial relationship.
Yes.
I definitely, yeah. We're not going to talk about it. Anyways, if we're going to talk about a movie, though, like, can I please just be besties with Mia Thermopolis?
Oh my
'Cause
goodness!
her
Did you see
vibe-
that they're doing the third
She
one?
called me and told me, and the way I actually started crying, I thought she was lying to me, and then she sent me the TikTok that Anne Hathaway made, and I actually started crying. That's my actual favorite ever movie. Like,
I know.
the way that like ever since we moved to Alaska and it's been kind of like rumored that like all the cast wants to do it, they think it'd be fun, but they would only do it if everyone else did it. I've just been telling Makai like for the last like 3 to 4 years, Makai, I hope they do it. Like I need it. I need more. I feel it like it's unfinished. I don't think the second one was an end. It just didn't feel like it to me. Like I need more.
Yeah. I'm
So the
pretty
fact
excited
that it's
about
actually happening, you will see me in the theater opening day, opening night, whenever it comes out. I will have a fake tiara on.
You might not know this reference, but Tamika, do you remember when Twilight was coming out and like the third movie was getting ready to be released, and they did the like from 8 o'clock to 2 o'clock in the morning where you got to watch all of them, and then the last one was
Yeah, I went.
they
to
need to do that with Princess Diaries.
Oh my God,
I'd go
that would
sit
be
in
so-
line. I sat in line.
I went to that.
That's cool. They should do that. No, but I will have a fake
Here-
tiara because
my-
it's giving the vibe of like when she gives them all tiaras for the parade. I will have one because we are all princesses, according to Mia Thermopolis. Female character.
If Julie Andrews is not in the movie, I don't want it.
I don't think there's no way in hell that they would be doing it if she wasn't.
Yeah, I don't
If
think
sh-
Anne Hathaway.
Plus, Anne Hathaway
I
and
don't
Julie
think
Andrews have
she-
such a good relationship.
saying-
I don't think that Anne Hathaway would have agreed to it if Julie Andrews didn't also.
No.
If
There's no way.
if she's not in it, I
And-
don't want it. I will not watch it.
Julie Andrews is not really like acting anymore, correct? I don't think she
so.
is. I think if there was anything to get her to act one last time, even
be
if
this.
she's only in a percentage of it, even if she's not in it a lot, even if she's more of a background, like she is there overseeing Mia in her role as queen, I still think that would be the one thing that she would actually do.
Even if it was like a
bring her out of
cameo.
retirement, if you
Yeah.
will. Because I do think I've seen that she is pretty much in retirement. Like she's not filming anymore. I mean, she obviously is a lot older now. You can't act forever.
Who's your character?
the first person that came to mind, and I cannot remember her name, is the main character from Powerless. I think it would be really cool to live a day in her life. You know?
Why am I blanking?
Thank you for making me not the only one.
I'll look for you.
Dude, you literally... Why am I blanking also?
And it's a cool name. Like, it's an uncommon name. Are you Googling it?
Scroll. I'm getting there.
This is actually crazy.
All three of us, too. That never happens. At
No,
least one
it
of us remembers
doesn't.
a
I
detail about a
normally
book.
remember. Payton.
There you
Payton.
go.
Payton.
I think it would just be really interesting because she is constantly, like, having to watch her back.
Right.
But also pretend to be something that she's not. I don't know. I think that'd be
Okay,
really interesting.
more from ACOTAR.
No, you only get one.
Shut up.
Why do you get more than one and I don't?
Because I don't yap as much as you.
Okay, well,
2.
I'm more fun. What can I say?
That's true.
Oh,
I wasn't
okay.
expecting
I was
that.
kidding, but all right.
Aureya from The Serpent and the Rings of Night. That's how I say her name. That's probably not how it's pronounced.
The way that I was like, who is she talking about? It's been so long since I read the first book.
And Alex Stern from the Ninth House trilogy.
Have not read that, but you did really like that. This is why I need you to read the Grimrose Girls, because
Oh
you
my
love
God.
Dark
This
Academia.
is the actually, I think every episode we've done so far, you have said that.
Yes.
Because you love Dark Academia.
I know.
And it's so good.
Okay, so anyway,
So Tamiko hates us.
My goodness.
I'm kidding, but she loves her abrupt endings. If this is not the first episode you're watching or listening to, then you know that. I guess that's all. I'm gonna cut us off before Tamiko does.
Okay, bye.
See you next week at noon. On Friday, if you didn't already know.
Yes,
Friday.
Friday at noon. Central
Kick off-
Standard Time.
kick off your weekend right with the Stained Pages Pod.
Peace, slay, whoa.